Hello, it's Kyle with another geography video. This one's a little bit different than the stuff I normally post. Most of my videos are about road tripping across the US or travel kind of stuff, and this one's about a ballot initiative in California that would divide the state into 3 states, so it's still a very geographical issue. I'm from California, I'm very familiar with the state as a whole, and this is an issue I'm very passionate about, so in this video, I want to discuss this issue. It's very frustrating that people put so much stock into the words of people that have no idea what they're talking about. And I know not many people watch my videos, but as a geography nerd and someone that knows so much about California, I almost feel obligated to discuss this issue because there really isn't that much rational information out there on it. The people behind this initiative simply took a map of California and divided up to 58 counties as they saw fit without any consideration whatsoever for the geography of California. So let's examine what these 3 states would look like if they were to become their own states. Northern California would be the San Francisco Bay Area, the Sacramento area, and the primarily rural counties of the far north of the state. What would simply be called California would be the Central Coast as well as Los Angeles, and what would be called Southern California would be Orange, San Diego, and the desert counties, plus the southern San Joaquin Valley. So the next questions become who's going to support this and who's going to benefit from it. And interestingly enough, the people that are supporting this are not the same people that are going to benefit from it. I think that speaks largely to the fact that there really isn't very good information out there on this issue, and people are really being misled. The people that are most gung-ho about supporting this tend to be Republicans and conservatives. But like I was saying before, those aren't the people that are going to benefit from this. It's only going to benefit Democrats and liberals. Northern California would likely be the most liberal state in the entire country. You think California is liberal now, wait to see what Northern California would be like. They might have 2 nudist senators riding around Washington on unicycles. What would be left is California would also be much more liberal than what California is currently. And Southern California would not be the conservative state a lot of people think it might be. I think a lot of the folks that are behind this issue tend to be really old, and they remember a time when Orange County and San Diego County were conservative places. They remember Richard Nixon being from Orange County. They remember the Central Valley being just extremely right-wing. Well, it's not that way anymore. Orange and San Diego counties are not as conservative as they used to be, and neither is the San Joaquin Valley. So these places are not going to be very conservative. In fact, Southern California would probably be a Democrat state. And I think some of these people behind this issue need to take a look at some of the most recent election results to realize that, again, Southern California is not this conservative utopia. It's much more moderate now. And if you go by the 2016 election, the Southern California state would have voted for Hillary Clinton. So, instead of having 2 Democrat senators from California, you're now going to have 6 Democrat senators from California, which basically ensures Democrats have a majority in the Senate for a long time. So I don't see how that can possibly benefit conservatives and why anybody would support this. The most frightening part of this issue is that even though it's not likely to pass, if it does, people would be forced to move to a different state even if they overwhelmingly voted against it. So say, for example, I lived in Monterey for a few years, and there's no way people in Monterey County are going to vote to leave to join a state that's just the Central Coast counties and Los Angeles. I guarantee you they will not. So let's just say it passes statewide. Are the people of Monterey County going to be forced into this state that they overwhelmingly voted to not be part of? There are some very conservative counties in the northeastern corner of the state. They've been trying to break off for years to form the state of Jefferson, and that's never going to happen. But do you think they're going to support, breaking up California so now they're in a state that's even more liberal than it was before? You think the people of San Diego and Orange counties are going to want to leave LA and the coastal counties so they can now be in a state that's just them and the valley? People in Orange and San Diego County think the valley's a bunch of hicks. They're not going to vote to join the valley. So, again, just to think that if it were to pass statewide, the people would be forced into the state that they voted against is just frightening. And you look at the fact that people that put this map together know absolutely nothing about the geography of California. It just makes it entirely worse. Furthermore, it would set a very dangerous precedent because what would be next? North and South Florida, North and South Virginia to go along with West Virginia, East and West Texas? Is the UP going to separate from the rest of Michigan? I mean, there are all kinds of parts of this country where you can see this happening, and splitting up one state, whether it's California or whatever, would start a very dangerous precedent that could just lead to even more fracturing in the country. I think a big part of this issue is that conservatives in California feel that the problems there are unique to them, and because it's a liberal state, it must be liberals' fault. But take a look at the southeastern part of the U.S. where it's very conservative, and you have all the same problems there. I live in the South, and I can tell you with 100% certainty that it is every bit as expensive to live in the South as it is in California when you factor in the very low wages. There are more people living in poverty and living off of food stamps in the South, and here the schools are worse, the roads are worse, the hospitals are worse. So you have all the same issues going on in the conservative South as you have in liberal California. And this is not something that's unique to any of these states. It's something that's going on nationwide. So wages are not going up anywhere, but the cost of living keeps going up. The number of folks living in poverty keeps going up. The number of folks that are middle class keeps going down. So this is not an issue that's unique to California or Texas or Florida or New York. It's going on all across the U.S. So don't think the problems in California are unique to them, because they're not. Californians should be proud. We're by far the biggest state, by far the strongest economy. I take pride in the fact that I'm from the Valley. I go to the grocery store in Tennessee, the produce section, half the stuff is from where I grew up. That's really cool. There's no other state that feeds the entire country, no other state that keeps the entire country going through with the high-tech stuff that goes on there. So be proud of what you have. No other state is anywhere near as important as California. And it's great as a Californian to be able to tell other states, we're bigger than you, we're better than you, we're wealthier than you, deal with it. So that's my rant on the ballot initiative that would divide California into 3 states. It's a terrible idea that was the brainchild of people that have no clue whatsoever about the geography of California. And even though it's unlikely to pass, it's insulting to me that it's even on the ballot. It should be insulting to all Californians and to all Americans as for what it represents and what it could possibly do to this country as a whole. So please don't support it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up to let me know you approve. And if you're interested in cross-country road tripping, some travel stuff, and just some nerdy stuff about geography, check out my channel. That's the kind of stuff that I'm posting, not usually stuff like this. But yeah, thanks for watching. Geography King signing out and about to eat a big old pile of almonds, pistachios, and walnuts while Googling something.